beautiful people, my name is Alora, and in today's video I will show you how to make a dopamine menu. I will also explain to you what that is and how you can use it. Just encourage you to make your own. Before we start with the whole thing, however, I know the setting is really random right now. I'm in the middle of a park. Just want to quickly explain it to you why you need a dopamine menu to begin with. If you are not interested in why you need it, or you already know what that is, then just skip to this time step.
Let's start with what is dopamine in general. So dopamine is the hormone that makes you motivated, that makes you feel happy. So if you have a lot of that, you feel great. Achieve dopamine by working out, by achieving some form of goal that you had, or by eating something sweet, or by scrolling on your phone. And the difference between scrolling on your phone and working out, for example, is how long it takes to achieve that dopamine and how long that said dopamine lasts. For example, if you work out, it takes about a good 40 minutes, I would say, and after that you feel great for the next few hours. But if you scroll on your phone, no matter how long or how short, you get the highest form of satisfaction there is. Some people compare it to taking cocaine.
Instead of this stable dopamine level and then stable increase and then stable decrease, you have a really sudden high, and after you stop or while you are still scrolling, you have a really sudden low.
And because the high was so much higher than naturally, the low will also be a lot lower. And that low is, I don't know, it's like the aftermath of scrolling on your phone for hours. You could actually...
The last vlog I posted was a week in my life. I actually talked about this in that video too, because I experienced it myself. So your main goal is to not just have cheap dopamine, but also normal levels of dopamine.
And this you can achieve, of course, by doing things like working out or baking or cooking, like all the normal activities.
Thus comes the dopamine menu, which is basically just a list of activities that give you or that give people dopamine that is less cheap than scrolling on your phone.
And it is also sorted according to the length it takes and the amount of effort it takes. So if you feel like, oh, I can't do a whole body workout, I just came back from work or something, then you can just look at your dopamine menu, and voila, you have a lot of at least 5 different activities that only take 5 to 10 minutes and give you great dopamine. So they make you feel good and motivated.
So let's get into me actually making my own dopamine menu. I will also be uploading it to Pinterest and I think also on Instagram. So make sure you follow me there, and yeah, let's get going. The first thing we really want to look at are the appetizers, which are tasks that only take up 5 to 10 minutes of your day. They are small, quick things that make you get out of bed and start your day right, kind of motivated. Instead of scrolling on your phone, you can just use some of these to get you in the mood of cleaning your room or studying. It's just a quick dopamine hit. Doesn't mess up your attention span, hopefully. On my list I have stretching, for example. I love a morning stretch / yoga. I have not tried it yet, but I imagine meditating would be a really great thing to do first thing in the morning or right before an important task. You could also clean dishes, set the timer and just clean as many dishes in that time as you can. Tidy up also with timer. You can just, maybe you have a a lot of thrown around clothes in your room. So just set a timer and try to put away as many in that time as you can. Make your bed, for example. I do that every single morning, and I've been doing it for the past decade at least. So you can also just start with a gratitude journaling, a short journaling session. You could write your to-do list for the day, or you could just simply open a window. Now we have arrived to the side dishes. The side dishes are 5 to 10 or 15 minutes activities, short but designed to keep you going if you feel like giving up during a main task. For example, you've been studying for 3 hours and you don't want to anymore, but you know you have to because otherwise you can't finish your task. What I would do is taking a break, and in that break making a fun drink, or going to a cafe, buying a frappuccino or whatever you guys are into. Do a face mask if it's already the evening, maybe change to comfier clothes, light candles, set the mood. You can also listen to non-distracting music like classical. Just take that break, and in that break do something that does not distract you from your main task, but also gives you enough motivation and dopamine to keep going. The main dishes are what we are talking about. So the main dishes are one of the most important things because they take the longest to complete, but also give you the most amount of dopamine. They take around an hour, a little bit over an hour to complete, to bring in real dopamine, like workouts. I have already mentioned it a lot of times. So maybe working out or cleaning your room, for example. You could also study for an upcoming test or just do your homework. You could do an everything shower, and yes, that also counts. Self-care also counts, guys. You could maybe FaceTime a relative for a very long time. Maybe something you have put off for a long time. You could go on a long walk in the nature. You could do your laundry, or just in general do your chores that you've been ignoring. You could bake a dish or cook a dish. Dessert is something that you should only enjoy at the end of the day. It's not necessarily short, but always sweet. I wrote 5 to 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure some of you can do it for longer. They are kind of winding down tasks to end an activity or your day, right? For example, watch TV, order takeout, play video games. That one takes definitely more than 10 minutes. You can also scroll on your phone, but make sure you do it with a time limit. So set a timer. You could also have a board game night, have a socializing time. Okay, and let's assemble all the dishes into my dopamine menu.
Water, earth, fire, air.
This is what the finished dopamine menu looks like. This is personally like my dopamine menu. You can also just use it or copy it or let it inspire you to do your own. I strongly encourage you all because it really helps working with a list. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and also comment what you thought about it, comment your opinions, and consider subscribing because I post every week. Keep shining, people. It was Alora speaking. Bye.